Rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are joined by the one, the only CJ Sykes.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh my God, welcome. We have been talking about doing this forever and
Yes.
ever, and here we are in the new year finally doing this.
I'm so excited to be here. You are literally one of my favorite podcasts to listen to, and now I'm so excited to be on with you.
What is going on with you? I mean, listen, you're the host of the Weekly Scoop with CJ. Like, okay, first of all, let me just start by saying, how did you start doing this at such a young age?
Yeah, so it's funny. It all was Andy Cohen. It was November 2020, and Andy went live on Instagram, and he was doing his thing where he adds people in and talks to them. And I requested like 10 times, and I got through. And I was talking to him, and I just said, like, how do I do what you do? And he said, you have YouTube now, you have a podcast, you can have an Instagram live show, do one of those things. And I knew some of the housewives already, so I just reached out to them, and I was surprised how many said yes, and I just started and kept going.
Do you do your show like, is it the same time every week? I don't even know. I should probably
No,
know.
it switches usually. Usually it switches depending on the week.
And like, what do you want to do with all of this? Like, you
Yeah,
obviously, by the way, and how old are you?
I'm 17.
Okay. I mean, so you're in high school.
Yeah, I'm
So
in high
like,
school.
do you want to like go and like major in like broadcast journalism? Like, what is your plan with all of this?
So hopefully next year, well, I want to go to Pace University. I got in all that, so I'm probably going to be there next year and study communications. Yeah.
Interesting. And you just love Housewives.
I love Housewives. My favorite thing to watch.
What do you have a favorite franchise?
Yeah, it's New Jersey.
I mean, I thought that might be your answer.
Yeah, definitely New Jersey.
Why New Jersey?
I feel like with New Jersey, it's so authentic to the point where, like when I used to watch before I like knew some of them personally, you still felt like you knew them. It's so authentic and like real.
So that's why it's your favorite.
Yeah, and the drama always is there. Always, always, always.
Do you have a favorite housewife?
I do. It's funny because people always say like don't talk about who your favorite is, don't talk blah blah blah. But Danny Pellegrino gave me advice and he just said, "You're not Andy Cohen behind a reunion chair. You can have your favorites." And so my favorites, I'm closest with Melissa and Margaret from Jersey and Dolores and Bronwyn from Orange County.
I mean, that's kind of who I thought you were going to say,
Yeah.
just from knowing you and like knowing your Instagram. I thought you were
Yeah.
going to say Melissa and possibly Bronwyn.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very close with all of them.
And you now run Bronwyn's TikTok. Is this true?
Yes, I do. I'm doing her TikTok postings. I helped with her social media for the summer a little bit, her Instagram, and now it's switched over to TikTok more.
I'm going to have to follow her on TikTok.
Well, we're currently trying to figure it out because I've been posting all the TikToks with, I've been thinking of good captions, putting all the hashtags there, and it shows up when you go to her page, off of her page, but if you go on anybody else's page, nothing is there. It's empty.
Really?
So I've sent in numerous requests because I'm like, this is not going to look good for me.
I can't stand TikTok. So, I
I
mean,
know.
I don't even know. I don't even know what to tell you about TikTok.
It's
Like,
so annoying. And
I I
yeah,
had an intern that was doing my TikTok
yeah.
then the semester ended. I might have another intern that's doing my TikTok, but other than that, when she left, I'm like, I'm not doing anything with this while she's gone.
Well, you know what? It's also TikTok is just so hard to get. Like I still all my friends like post these and I'm like, how'd you do this? How'd you do this? Like TikTok is very hard to get used to, whereas Instagram, I feel like is just post, like, comment.
It's
It's
a
so
whole
easy.
different world, right?
Very different.
Well, okay, let's talk some current stuff that is going on. Now, do you watch all the Housewives? I don't even
Yes,
know.
I
You do.
do.
All
I do.
right. Well, I mean, I want to start with one of the obvious things that happened. Like, I mean, by the time everyone hears this, it'll be a few weeks ago, but like, let's just talk about Lisa Rinna leaving last season of Beverly Hills. Like, what are your thoughts on all this?
I think that it was time for her to go. I think she'll come back though. I do.
You
But I
do.
think it was time for her to go. It's last season was pretty rough. I just feel like it's constant with she picked on Denise, she picked on Garcelle, she picked on Lisa Vanderpump, she picked on Yolanda, now Kathy. Like, it's just getting to be too much. But I do think she's going to come back in a few years.
I mean, I called it the second week we were in that she was going to be gone.
Yeah.
And then towards the end, everyone swayed me. And I was like, oh, she's not going to go. Like, she is the whole show. She did get great ratings. And then I'm like, I got to, but like literally for every week that it was on up until like the last month, I was so hardcore that she's not going to be going. And
I know.
here we are. So I should just stick to my own. I mean, it makes sense. Like, I don't know how they would have changed the show. Like, it would have felt the same. There's no way she could have blended next season again. Like, no. And I mean, anyway, after like Kathy's your target, who's next? Like, there's no bigger target than Kathy. Maybe Kyle, you could argue. She's not going to turn her back on Erika. It just would have been the same show. And I just think it would have been boring.
It definitely would have been boring. And I feel like people are getting sick of the same pick on this person, pick on this person. But I'm with you. I first thought she's going to go. And then I thought, you know what? There's no way she's staying. She was at the award show. I think she's staying. And I was surprised.
Do you think like, why do you think she left? Like, I mean, I personally do not, like, I don't care what's been out there now. I mean, I don't think she left on her own. That's just me. I honestly don't.
I think she was fired.
I mean, right? Like, who really leaves on their own? And I think Bravo is nice and lets you say that. And I think, you know, Andy even made some statement recently that implied that she left on her own, but I still don't buy it.
I don't either. I think she was fired. And I saw Bethany Frankel's TikTok a few days ago. She posted about like there's only been like 5 housewives who have left on their own, which I actually do believe that many of them that say they left were fired.
Did she name the 5? I mean, obviously she's going to put herself at the top of the list.
Yeah, she said it was her. She said Lisa Vanderpump, Denise. I forget who the others were. Lisa Vanderpump, Denise, Bethany. I don't, and she said,
I mean, is she going back to like, well, I mean, like, I do believe like Lisa technically got fired for not showing up at the reunion, but I do believe Lisa left on her own. And I do believe Denise left on her own. Denise didn't want to come back. I mean, did she go like old school? Cause like, I think like Lori Peterson left on her own.
That's who else it was.
Lori. Oh, really? Oh, Bethany knows her shit. Wow.
I know. I'm surprised for someone who hates the housewives. I'm surprised.
Yeah, Lori Peterson left on her own way back in the wherever season that was of the OC. And I can't think of who else really could be in that category, but there's got to be somebody.
I was surprised because I thought Heather Dubrow left on her own a few years ago, and apparently that wasn't true.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. As much as I love Heather Dubrow, no.
I know.
No, I mean, Atlanta, I can't think. There's nobody from Atlanta I can think of off the top of my head that left on their own.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think it's way